Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today we're going to be talking about a change that recently came out on the Roblox catalog. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys probably are aware, the Roblox catalog lists all the items that you're able to purchase, and the items that don't fit on a particular page are set to a different page, and you could click through them using a button. And that's basically how the Roblox catalog has worked for years. Except Roblox has decided that that's no longer going to be the case, and they have decided to change it and replace the page feature with an infinitely scrolling page instead. As you guys can see, if we were to continue scrolling down this page, and I'm actually just going to scroll down a little bit faster, you're going to notice there's a lot of items here, and obviously the old Roblox catalog wouldn't have been able to show you all of these items. And again, that's because obviously there were a bunch of different pages that you would have to go to. And as you just noticed right there, I don't know if it was on screen long enough for you guys to see it, but there was actually a little break at the bottom. I believe it was these items that were the cutoff, and then there was a few dots here, and then all these other items down here loaded. And basically the way this works is once you get to a certain part of the page, it continues to load more items for you. And basically, as you're going to see, I could just keep doing this. There was the dots again. And if we were to repeat this until the catalog is quote-unquote over, which we're going to get to in a second as to why I'm saying quote-unquote over, you're going to notice that there's this little circular button with a line and an up arrow. And this button takes you back to the top of the catalog. And obviously I'm going to use the scroll bar because I don't want to just keep scrolling with the scroll wheel. It's going to take forever. But now that we looked at the changes to the catalog, including this button down here, you might be wondering, why did I say that the catalog is quote-unquote over at this point and not actually just over? And that's because the catalog since 2019 has had an issue where you can't scroll past a certain amount, or at least, in past tense, you couldn't go past a certain page. And I've made 2 videos in the past in 2019 showcasing this issue. For example, this video I made in February 2019 shows that you can't go past page 34 without the catalog completely crashing. And then I made another video in September 2019 that shows that Roblox basically covered up that issue in a way. Like they put a little band-aid fix over it where you can't go past page 34 anymore because the button gets grayed out and you can't click on it anymore. However, again, obviously you still can't get past page 34. And you might be thinking to yourself that, oh hey, maybe now that the catalog infinitely scrolls down, you might be able to reach the real end of the Roblox catalog. And you might be thinking that Roblox finally fixed this issue. But as it turns out, even after 3 years of me complaining about this, it is still completely broken. For instance, as you guys have probably noticed at this point, all these items down here didn't even fully load. Like they're missing their names, they're missing the limited button, and if you were to try to click on it, you can't really go anywhere with it. And once you drag the image here, you can actually see the link that this leads to. And it leads you to the Roblox catalog, like it's a link to the Roblox catalog. However, if we were to take a look at any of these items that properly loaded up here, and we were to just drag the image, you're gonna see that it says something else. It says the name of the item, it says the price that it used to be, and then it says, obviously the price that it's best selling for right now. And then on the bottom, it says roblox.com/catalog/ and then the ID of the item. And this is true for every single item that we take a look at here. However, for all of these, they all say the catalog. And if we were to, obviously open this link up, it takes you right back to the exact same page you were taking a look at on the catalog. In this case, it was me taking a look at every single limited item on the catalog. And if you were to scroll through and, try this out for yourself, you're going to notice that everything properly loads up until you get to those exact items that we were taking a look at earlier. And just to show you guys what that looks like, I'm just going to scroll slowly, and I'm just going to not edit anything here. And you guys are going to notice that even though I scroll slowly to give it the best chance at loading properly, this is still going to, completely mess up once we get down there. As you can see, these were the items at the bottom before that loaded, and then all of these items just do not load properly at all whatsoever. And if we were to do the same thing again and, obviously right click on any of these random items, you can see I just clicked on 2 randomly and they both take you back to this exact same page. And you can rinse and repeat this forever pretty much because it's just going to keep doing this. But you guys might be thinking, what do these items down here that didn't load properly have to do with my previous videos complaining that the Roblox catalog would crash after a certain point? And these appear to be somewhat related, because if you were to go take a look at how many items have actually loaded, either if you want to count them all yourself, or if we go into inspect element and actually count them for ourselves, you can see that only half of the amount of items that should have loaded on this page actually ended up loading. And that's including these items down here as well. Now to enter inspect element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on any of these random items here. I'm going to click inspect over here. And as you guys can see on the right side now, it says elements, and I'm actually just going to have to right click and click inspect again so we could actually get to a particular item here, which for this case is just dual dark hearts. But that part doesn't matter, right? Because as you can see on the side, I'm scrolling through, and this is basically every single item on the catalog. And what I'm actually going to do is show you guys right here. Every time I hover over something that says this LI class list item, item card, NG scope, whatever, it hovers over a new item here. Like for example, this one is the orbital violin strike, as you can see. This one is the Lady of the Federation, and so on and so forth. But you're going to see in between each and every one of these, it says end NG repeat, item and search result dict, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what any of this does or what it means, but as you guys have noticed, if I were to scroll through, every single item container here literally has end NG repeat between them. And if we were to scroll all the way to the top and take a look at the top item container up here, you're going to see that it says, if I could get to it, right here, NG repeat. So basically, this one, like the first one before any items here, says NG repeat. So what we can do to count how many items actually loaded on this page without manually going through and counting every single one is we could right click this, edit as HTML, and just copy what this stuff says here. And just to be safe, I'm just going to copy the whole thing. I believe that these arrows though are going to be an issue, which we could deal with later if they are. But then we do Control F to search it. And then when we paste it in here, obviously I'm just going to right click paste just to show you guys. I think the arrows do cause an issue, yeah. So I removed the arrows there, as you can see, and then it loads up how many times this pops up. And as you can see, it's highlighted in green. And you can see in the find section here, it says 1 of 1,050, meaning that there's 1,050 items that loaded, because we're excluding this first one here, which obviously came before all the other ones, and this end one shows up after each item. So that means that 1,050 items loaded. And you guys might be wondering, how do we know that there's not 1,050 limiteds on the catalog? And that's actually very easy to find. For example, we're going to take a look at Rollamonts right now, which actually has the exact amount of Roblox limiteds. You can see that Rollamonts is showing 2,031 entries on their limited catalog table. And if they were to unfilter it, because there's actually a filter removing certain items, there would actually be 2,070 limiteds on the catalog. So obviously, the catalog is not able to load an infinite amount of items as it should. Instead, it only loads 1,050. And just out of curiosity, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scroll down all the way down here really quickly. And then I also need to scroll down. Actually, I think if now I jump to it, right? And as you guys are going to see, all the ones down here with the end NG repeat still showing up after them, they still are listed as, you know, these items and all that. However, I'm just curious, what item number actually causes this catalog to break? I have a feeling that it's probably the number 1,000. Just because when I loaded up the page and it didn't crash like this at one point, it actually only loaded 1,000 items. So I have a feeling that that might be the point. But again, I'm just going to scroll up really quickly. And it appears that it's actually less than 1,000 that's causing this to crash. I don't know if that might be the case of one specific item crashing the catalog entirely, but I doubt it. But as you can see, we're still scrolling up here. And we're in the 900s. And this is still showing items that didn't properly load. And as you can see, only 960 items properly loaded, because this follows this item here, and that's number 960. So from item 961 onwards, the catalog just could not properly load it at all, and it completely messed up. And again, like I said before, I think it does have something to do with the number 1,000, because I'm going to show you guys a screenshot right now from when I did manage to get the catalog to load without messing up at all, and this was earlier today. You could see that there's 1,001 results here, and this actually loaded the last item here, Dominus Rex. And again, as you can see where it says NG repeat, the one that's highlighted is number 1,000. So there's one beneath this last item here that I have highlighted, which is the Dominus Rex here. And the only reason why it's saying 1,001 is because I didn't actually put the end part first, as you can see here. So it's including the first one. So in reality, the catalog did load 1,000 items perfectly fine here. So I'm thinking once it gets to the 1,001 mark, the catalog just doesn't work for some reason. Again, that's just me thinking and speculating based off what I've seen. I don't really know because I'm not a programmer that makes websites or anything. But just from the outside looking in, that appears to be what's causing this issue. But yeah, like I said before, despite the fact that Roblox decided to update the catalog and make it an infinitely scrolling page instead of having a bunch of different pages that you click through, the catalog is still broken, and for some reason it cannot load past a certain amount of items. But yeah, switch up for today's video. I just wanted to sit down and talk about this because this is an issue that's been on the website for over 3 years at this point. And even though Roblox changed the catalog to where you can infinitely scroll through it now instead of clicking through pages, this issue still seems to be present. But yeah, that's much for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.